Hello everyone, I'm Shweta doing second MSc Microbiology. We are going to discuss about the wine production. Firstly, the wine comes under the alcoholic beverages. An alcoholic distilled beverage is produced by concentrating alcohol from fermentation by distillation. Wine is prepared from the ripe grapes belonging to the species Vitis vinifera. It is also produced from other fruits like peach, pear, dandelion, and honey. Generally, the wine contains 16% of alcohol. The wine production from crushed grapes is called enology. There are more important varieties of wine are used, but I denoted the most important types. The red wine, it has the red pigments. White wine, it does not contain the red pigments. Rose wine, it has less red pigments. Dry wine, it has more alcohol content. Sweet wine, it has more sugar content. Fortified wine, it has fortified with other alcoholic beverages. Sparkling wine, it has considerable amount of carbon dioxide. The distilled wine, which is called as brandy, it consists of alcohol content about 21%. Lastly, the table wine, which has low alcohol and sugar content. The main microorganisms involved in wine production are yeast and bacteria. The yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is primary yeast used in winemaking, which is responsible for fermenting and producing alcohol. The bacteria Enococcus eni, a bacterium that performs the malolactic fermentation, and the other yeast which involved in wine production are the yeast species can be found in grapes and wine, including Brettanomyces candida, Colicera, Hannesynia spora, Clubiromyces, Metschenikovia, Pichia, and Zygosaccharomyces. This yeast can contribute to wine flavor and aroma during the first few days of fermentation. Next, the lactic acid bacteria. Some lactic acid bacteria can affect the color of red wines. The production of wine. Firstly, it required the raw materials, which includes fresh and fully ripened wine grapes. Next, the yeast, water, and the sugar. The selection of grapes is the most important method in the wine production. Firstly, the refractometer is a small handheld device that allows to check the sugar content based on refractive indexes of sugars in grapes. The grapes are picked after maturation using suction picker. Then the fully ripened grapes with sweet taste and optimum flavor are selected and washed with clean water. Finally, the stem and stalk of grapes are removed as they contain tannin. The next process is crushing of grapes. The roller crusher may also be used to crush the grapes. In ancient methods, the people used their feet and press with hands to produce the white juice present in the grapes. The crushed juice, which is called as must, and it has a pH of 2.5 to 3. When the sweetness of must is low, less than 20, the sugar is added. SO2 and potassium bisulfate is added as preservative, which removes the wild yeast contaminants. The must is transferred into a new tank and then closed. The resulting respiration in fruit consuming oxygen and producing carbon dioxide that kills skin cells and lost their semi-permeability, allowing easy color extraction. The fourth step is fermentation kinetics. After the 6 hours of adding sulfur dioxide, the starting inoculum of yeast is yeast 3%, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae variety of ellipsoides. The nutrients added is ammonium sulfate is added as nitrogen source. Then the anaerobic condition, the temperature between 21 to 27 degrees Celsius and the pH it contains 3 to 3.6 are maintained during the fermentation. Partially fermented wine is decanted and again allowed to ferment for 7 to 10 days. After fermentation is completed, the wine is decanted to new vessels to remove the sediments of yeast and grape tissues. Then the fermented must is filtered and the addition of fining agents such as casein, gelatin, egg white, tannin may be added for the clarification of wine. Clearing of wine and development of flavor takes place during aging of at least 8 to 10 months. Characteristic flavor develops in wine due to the production of various volatile aroma substances such as ethyl formate, methyl acetate, ethyl acetate, aldehydes such as acetaldehyde, propionaldehyde, butyraldehyde, and ketones of acetone, acetonin, diacetyl, and acids of formic acid, acetic acid, and propionic acid. Among them, esters and ketones are well known for flavoring agents in wine production. The aged wine is filtered, pasteurized, and bottled before the consumption. The final step is aging of wine. Aging of wine generally takes between 3 to 9 months. It may also be extendable up to 3 years to improve their quality. Maturation or aging is an important step that gives desirable changes such as sweetness, alcoholic content, aroma, or flavor of the wine. While aging of wine, dead cells settle to the bottom of fermentor vessel. It is called as lees. During maturation, flavor of wine is developed through oxidation and esterification. The wine is allowed for aging in new oak casks or bottles. Oak wood has several complex compounds, each of it contributes its own flavor or structure of wine. The color changes during aging from purple to caramine in red wine and yellow to gold in the white wine. The tannin settles and the acids are converted into ether and gives the beautiful taste of wine. Applications of wine. The antioxidants in red wine, such as flavonoids, resveratrol, and tannin, which helps to slow down the aging process by preserving collagen and elastic fibers, and reducing the risk of cancer, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease in people with diabetics and prevents the thrombosis. Thank you for your patience.